Hello and welcome to another series, and a very excited beard is stood in front of you right now because this box in front of me contains Oak and Iron. Now, this is a game that I backed a little while ago on Kickstarter, and I've been really looking forward to receiving it, and unfortunately right at the beginning of Corona this box and a crate load of others actually missed the boat, literally, and then they were unable to get it onto a plane, and so it's gone on another boat and it's taken ages to get to me. So I've been absolutely gasping to receive it, and today my courier brought it to me here in Bulgaria, and I'm very excited. So what I'm going to be doing is unboxing this and showing what's inside it, and having a look at the initial, just the initial impressions of the game and the package. And I'll be doing a series of videos on this, including first game and looking in detail at some more of the components. And also, I'm going to be doing some terrain builds around this game, which I'm quite looking forward to as well. So I'll bring the camera over here and point it down, and we'll get stuck in. Here we are then, literally opening the packing that came from the courier in front of you. Oh, I'm quite excited. So, well packed. First impressions, very good. Oh, first impressions, very good. That's good bubble wrap. And here we are. We have Blackbeard's Revenge, which is a sloop, and the Queen Anne. We have some measuring sticks, very nicely done in pretty standard material there. We have ships of the line, first rate, second rate and third rate. We have the Men of War, fourth rate, fifth rate, sixth rate. And then we have the core box. That's what it's all about. So that's what's actually in the box as it comes. So what I'll now do is start to open these and show you what's inside each one. I'm very, very excited. Let's move that a bit. There we are. So yeah. First of all, I'm going to open up the core box. Now, I'll read what's on the back. Oak and Iron is a 1/600th scale naval game set in the age of piracy, imperial expansion, and above all, fighting sail. It allows players to recreate battles between squadrons and small fleets of armed sailing ships. The game is designed to be true to the theme and tactics of the period, while supplying significant flavour for the various factions. This is the starting point for Oak and Iron. Everything needed to play is in this box, and it says that it contains a rulebook, ships, ship bases, ship cards, clips, event cards, initiative cards, faction cards, upgrade cards, admiral cards, scenario cards, lots and lots of cards, dice, punch boards of terrain, tokens and rulers, and a sea mat. Well, hey, so let's get into this then, shall we? More single-use plastic for me to mutter and grumble about, but it's pretty standard, isn't it? So very carefully with my sharp knife, we will slit down there and get rid of it. There we are. The moment I have been waiting for. It's a beautiful box. Let me just pause a second, savour this moment and show you that artwork. Look at how stunning that artwork is. Absolutely beautiful. Really like the artwork. Evocative, atmospheric and exciting. If this is good, then Firelock are going to probably get more of my money, because their other games look absolutely stunning as well. Okay, so first of all we have the Fleet Tactical Combat in the Age of Sail, the rule book, which I have read because I read it when it was actually on Kickstarter, and did a bit of a proofread of it. And it's beautiful, and it's got that smell. 1 minute. Oh, the fresh book smell. You just can't beat it. I'm sure you will do that. So we have that. We have, unfortunately, this is only good for America, I think. Maybe it's not. I might be able to do that. It does expire on December the 31st, 2019. I might be able to get in touch with them and see whether I can actually order something like that, because that's a money off voucher, 20% off. We have punch boards. So, as I said in the introduction, I got the advanced punch boards. I paid a bit more for the measuring, but we have these ones that are also done in cards, so that's fine. And we have the terrain in punch boards, which is quite nice, but I'll be doing some real terrain for that. Oh, we have some stickers. So these transfers will be useful for when we're coming to paint up the boats, which is the ships, which we will do. We have a paper mat, which is cool. I actually bought myself a mat as well, so I also already have that. And then we have the awesome contents of the box. So here are the clips. These are very similar to Brutality, where they move along, so you don't have to damage your cards, but you can mark where your damage is without causing any problems. So that's a good idea. You can never have too many awesome dice, and those are awesome dice. Have a look at them. I'll get them out of the box in a minute. We have ship bases. So these are the bases that the ships sit on. So that's good. I'm holding back on the ships. They're here. We have a pack of cards, and another pack of cards, and another pack of cards, and another pack of cards. As I've already observed, lots of cards. We'll leave those in there for now, because I'll come to them in a second. And finally, we have each of the core ships. There we are. So, pretty exciting stuff. What I'll do now is I'll clear this up a little bit, and then I will look at each of the cards, and I'll move the camera a bit to make it a little bit easier for you to see. So from now on, or for this bit, I will have my rulebook open so that I can see what it is I'm looking at. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the cards and have a look at those and see what they are. So first of all, we have this little packet here, the smallest cards, and these are the event cards. I'll keep that and put them back into it. So Confused Captain, Misinterpreted Orders, Good Omen, Fortune, Wind Increases. They're easy to read, they're well printed. Can't see any problems with the coloration. That's quite impressive. I'll hold them up there just so that you can see. Yeah, they're nice. So those are the event cards. Let's pop them back in this little plastic sleeve. Next up, we've got this pack of normal poker-sized cards, so I will just use my knife very carefully to slit it open. I'm presuming here that I'm going to have several different types of cards, and looking at it, it does seem to be the case. So first of all, these ones are conditioned cards. Fog, Local Pilot. Then we have the faction cards. There we are. I'm presuming that we're going to have some more of those. These are the initiative cards, the ones with the flags on the back. Lots and lots and lots and lots of initiative cards. There we are, those are all the initiative cards. Boat Assault, Lured into Shoals, Expert Boarding. That's going to be fun to play with. Pop that down there. Next up we have the Admiral cards. Okay, so Untested Admiral, Experienced Admiral, Seasoned Admiral, Bartholomew Black Bart Roberts. There we are. What are these? So that looks like it's more Admiral cards. That's an Admiral card, a special one from the looks of it. That's Blackbeard. So a bunch more. And I'm presuming actually that these are separated out into that order for some reason, because we've got some with just a symbol on the back, and then we've got some with artwork, which I will work out, I'm sure. I think probably they're split up into the factions. So Spanish, you have the Spanish, you've got pirates, you've got the French, you've got the English, and you've got the Dutch. So there we are. So now what I'll do is I'll open up this next poker-sized pack and see what I can find. I'm hoping that there are some more conditions. Okay, yeah, there are some more conditions, 3 more conditions. So there's 5 conditions from the looks of it. On top of here we have upgrade cards. So how many upgrade cards are there? Lots. Lots and lots of upgrade cards. So let's have a look at what they say. Bold Captain, Lucky Captain, Strict Captain, Persistent Captain, Expert Gunners, Bold, Brilliant, Capers, Boarding Defence. And I'm presuming that these will actually also have some sort of limitation on which can be used in terms of the factions, but I'm not totally sure. We then have some settings. Shoal, coast, offshore. So these are how you work out your arrangement of the board or of your islands and shoals and what have you. You then have some objectives, and you then have some deployments. So the objectives, the settings, the deployments, and the conditions, I believe, are used in the setup of the game, and the rest of them are used while you're playing, but we'll come to that in a minute. So finally, let's have a look at these, which are the ship cards. And these are going to help me when I come to actually put the ships together. There we are. So we've got a brigantine, a corvette, a flute, a light galleon, a petite frigate, and a sloop. There we are. So those are the cards. They feel pretty nice. They're a good weight. They're very clearly printed, as you can see. You're not struggling to read that at all. Immediately after ships have been deployed, draw an event card and apply its effects. That's very clear, concise, easy to understand. So there we are. That is the cards. Next up we have the cards, the pop cards, and also, as I say, I bought the deluxe set, so we'll have a look at both of these together. This has all of the tokens that you're going to have. So it has fortune tokens, it has full sail, it has, you can see in the magazine, in the components, it's got a really clear explanation of what everything is, which is something which some games lack. This is very, very clear and very nice. You've got the ruler here, the range ruler with the different ranges, and on the ruler, which is really nice, you actually have what is an effective shot at that range. So you're playing with part of the rules, which is really cool actually. That's a really nice little touch. You've got how far you can move, so the movement tools. You've got the wake markers, so that's have you moved, and you've got the reload markers, have you shot, and we've got some other things here, landing party, are you aground, there's all sorts of stuff going on, and then you've got the captured ship markers and ship IDs. So they're pretty standard punch card, but they look nice, and I really like the way that you've got the instructions of how to use it, what it means. Never mind that you're in cannon shot. It means that if you roll those two, you get a kill, but if you don't, you don't. And then, you know, rifle and then musket, and pistol shot it's easier when you're in pistol shot than musket than cannon. I mean, it makes sense, but it's nice to have it right in front of you. Next up, punch card wise, we have rocks and shoals, and I'm going to be making these in real. So I'll be using these for the first game, but I will be coming back. There will be content coming which will be showing how to make stuff like this using resin and making it look lovely and amazing for your table. We then have islands, and I'll do the same thing. We'll do some islands. And we then have fog banks. We only seem to have one of those. So I'm going to have to dig into that and find out if I shouldn't have more of them. But I'll dig into that in a minute. So those are the punch cards that I've got. Let's have a look at the premium stuff. These are pretty standard plastic, but they're just a bit nicer, aren't they? And what it means is that we can have, I can have one, and Angela, who I'll be playing against mostly on this, I think, can have a set. They look quite nice. They're very nicely printed. There we are. So that is the punch cards. I'm now going to do a quick check and see if I can't find the land masses and the fog banks, see if I've just missed them in the box, and I'll be back very shortly. That is proof that when you don't look at something before you do an unboxing, you look like a bit of an idiot. Because if we turn this over, you'll see we've got a landmass on the back. And if we turn this over, we've got a fog bank, which is pretty cool. That saves a lot of space. And actually, you don't need all this much terrain, as you'll see when we come to actually playing the game. However, that gives me some nice scope for some makings of terrain to have a lot of fun with. So yeah, there we are. They are on the back. So if I've stopped panicking now. So now let's have a look at the final section, which is going to be the actual ships and the dice. So I'll just clear up here and I'll be back in a second. So now here we are at the end of the unboxing. I won't get the paper table out because the paper mat out just yet. I'll do that when I'm going to play the game. So you get 6 dice and they have the special symbols on them that we've just discussed while we were looking at the range ruler. So different things that you can hit and different and then also the musket and the pistol and the cannon, so you can see that whether you've managed to hit when you're shooting. So they're pretty nice. And let's see how they roll. Well, there we are, 1 cannon, 2 crits. Ha! They roll quite nicely. I'm happy with them. So let's move on to the ships and attempt to have a look and see what we've got. One of my biggest concerns about this is knowing which ship is which, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be relatively obvious. This one is the smallest one. And from what I've seen of other unboxings, because obviously I've been quite delayed receiving this, they're quite easy to put together, apparently. So hopefully I'll find that. I'm not going to spend too much time doing it now, because frankly, yeah, I need to, should be able to just slot in. There we are. So, yeah, so they're just like stick in, like finger pressure into the little holes. I'm not sure how the other parts of this one go in. I'll have to have a little bit of a play, but I think that goes in the front there. So let me actually see if I can do this live on camera for you. So I think that goes in the front there. I think there might need to be some glue in this one. Anyway, I will do a separate video putting those together when I've had a bit of a play and I know exactly what I'm doing, so I'm not standing here wasting your time watching this video. So there we are, that's how they come, and then we'll have a look at the bases. So you can see that they're very nice clear plastic, and you can see that the front is that way, where the angle is, I believe. Let's just take these don't want to break them. So yeah, they kind of like slot in like so, and you have your ship sitting on a nice base that will allow you to move it around. Now, yeah, cool. I will do a more detailed video looking into how these ships go together and what they look like when they're done. So that is the main unboxing of the main content. And yeah, I'm gonna get stuck in and try and do quite a few videos on this. So hopefully you'll enjoy them as they arrive. So yeah, I'll wrap that up now. Safe to say I'm pretty happy about that. It's very nicely put together. The printing looks very clear, and the instructions in that rulebook are very clear as well. If you've enjoyed that, I hope you have. Please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can then ding the bell, and YouTube will tell you whenever one of my videos goes live, so you can keep on top of this series. There will be quite a few videos coming out about Oak and Iron, including terrain making, painting when I get to do the boats, the ships, and also some games that I'm going to do as soon as possible. So there'll be quite a nice varied bit of content coming around Oak and Iron. I will close up now by my traditional thank you so much for watching, Beard Clipper. And I do hope that you're all staying safe, healthy and well at this time. It's just crazy out there. 2020 just keeps on giving.